Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Who We Ood, an unofficial Doctor Who watch along podcast. My name is Ben, and I'm here with my co host Cam. Today, we are discussing the trial of a Time Lord, the first
Ooh.
part of it, sometimes known as the mysterious planet. But before we talk about that, how's it going, Cam?
It's going good. You know, I'm just about at the end of getting sick. So, like, I'm starting to feel better today, I would say. So that's nice, especially if we're recording this on a Sunday. So it's like, oh, at least I don't have the next work week. I don't have to think about like being sick like I was last week and can just live my life like normal. Uh, and there's nothing else really else in my life because, when you're sick, you just don't really want to do anything, You're just kind of just chilling,
Sure.
just trying to make the day's end, you know?
Your cat comforting you in your time of need.
Yes, but also biting me and playing with me, and well, not playing with me, I'm more playing with her. She's addicted to getting played with, like, she just like, well, there's one night that, like, she just could play she played for a full hour straight, and she just, like, wasn't letting me stop. She was just like, "Come
Wow.
on, let's keep on going."
She's got that. She's what, 10 months?
10 months, yes.
She's got that kitten energy.
Oh, it's awful. It's fun, but it's awful because, like, for some reason at 4 o'clock this morning, she just decided to attack my foot. Like, and I'm like, "So why at 4 in the morning did you decide that my foot needs to get attacked?" But how are you doing, Ben?
I'm doing okay. Is there anything new? Not much. Just doing some spring cleaning. Like overdue stuff from many springs ago that I haven't, you know, looked at or cleaned. Getting rid of stuff that I will never need. Cleaning what I do. Trying to reorganize my space and really the the house. It's just a lot of stuff that needs to go. That feels good. Feels like I'm accomplishing things, not just slack-jawed watching TV all day. Just a little bit of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. The main thing I would say have been doing is I've been playing some of Saros, the new Housemarque game
I don't know what
and
either of
stuff
those
like that.
words are.
Ooh, do you know the game Returnal?
Is that the PS5
Yes.
early one?
Yes. It's a rogue like. And then Saris is more of a rogue light. The difference between the two, I couldn't tell you. But all I know is that I tried Returnal. Returnal's a little bit too hardcore in the roguelike stuff where it's like they wanted you to play like 2-hour runs without getting killed and have minimal like upgrades. I'm like, that's not the roguelike that I like. I like much more like Saras, which is like, all right, these are 30-40 minute runs. And each time you do a run, you're getting upgrades to make sure the next run be more powerful. It's like that's I more am a fan of instead of like, wow, I just played this game for 2 hours and got nothing out of it.
Yeah, I remember there being almost a little bit of controversy about Returnal, where like you
Yeah.
can't save mid-run and the runs are so
Yeah.
long, so people are
Which
like,
I think they
"Well,
patched that at some point.
I guess I'm leaving my console on till
Yeah.
tomorrow."
They decided to go way in the other direction with Saras, which I appreciate just because Returnal was too hardcore for me.
Is it a PS5 game?
Yes, and it's beautiful. The HDR on it is just gorgeous on an OLED. It's just like the colors just pop. My God, because it's like a bullet hull, so oh, you have like tons of bullets flying at you all the time, and it's beautiful.
Is it a third-person shooter?
Yeah,
Oh, I
because
think
like
I
the
might have
the
seen like a clip of it on Twitter.
because like the Housemarque used to do like arcade shooters. But then famously they were like, we can't make these anymore because nobody wants to really play arcade shooters. So they went to like their first thing was gonna be a battle royale, and everyone was like, "Don't do this! Don't make a battle royale." So then they decided to make these roguelike bullet hell games, and everyone loves them. So that's good. I'm afraid that Sony's gonna shut them down, to be honest, but we'll see.
Hopefully, the marathon money is helping them out.
No, that's the opposite. It's the marathon money. The marathon making no money is not helping the fact that Housemarque is going to be a lifestyle.
I've kind of tuned out of the marathon. Is it
Yeah,
like I know player counts are always going down, but like, do they make money? Are they getting microtransactions?
like I don't think micro, but like that's the whole problem with it. Like that's the whole dilemma with marathon is that the microtransactions of itself aren't really. There's no need for them. Like there's not. It's not like Fortnite where you're like, I really want the skin to show off to people. Like marathon, it's like the skins aren't that great. So you're not like really motivated to
Yeah,
buy
it's
them, and
like
also like
this is
you're
the blue
barely with other
skin
people.
and this is the red skin. It's not
Yeah,
like we don't have anything even for like 20 bucks a pop that is like, ooh, that looks cool.
but even like when you do kill somebody, I mean, so when you do meet somebody, I mean, like you see them for like a minute, and then one of you dies, and then it's over. So it's not like and you're
Yeah.
in the fight,
And
so
then
you
they're a
barely
bag
even see
on the
them then. So
ground.
it's not like Fortnite where it's like, wow, I just got killed by Harley Quinn. Look at the Harley Quinn skin. It's not like that. And also, Marathon's a game where you can't have Harley Quinn shooting at like Ben Kenobi in Marathon.
Who knows? I mean, Star
So
Wars is already in Destiny 2. Maybe they'll bring it to Marathon.
but like that, so what I've been hearing about Destiny 2 is that that did nothing for Destiny 2. That basically Destiny 2 is just dead at this time, mainly because a lot of the resources are not being spent on Marathon.
Yeah, they're moving a lot of people from Destiny 2 to Marathon.
And I'm imagining they're also probably gonna be starting to do Destiny 3 at some point. At this point, they just have to redo Destiny because the onboarding for Destiny 2 is just so rough.
What onboarding?
Exactly.
Yeah, Destiny 2 is strictly catering to people who have been playing nothing but Destiny 2 every day for the last 8 years.
Which then just shrinks every day. So, and then you just had it was massively shrink because you just gave them a new Bungie game to play.
Yeah.
So, like, the only thing that they really have at this time is just hit the reset button. Just do Destiny 3. But anyways, Ben, I don't know how much you got to put in the podcast, but let's go right to the cancellation stuff because, like, of course, that's the big thing that happened in between the two serials is
It was
that
a
Doctor Who was
decent
canceled.
chunk of time, right? Like, was it a year or like 15 months? Let's see. 80 September 86 from March 85. So like almost 18 months.
Wow,
Probably
just like
12 of that was like no production.
yeah, it's kind of similar to what we're dealing with now. And as we're recording this on May 3rd, and we have heard nothing about the Christmas special. So we'll see what happens when this gets posted, if there's any difference. But I highly doubt. And there's some fan cup at the moment of just like, no, they already shot it. It's like in secret. And it's like there's also like, no, let's be honest here.
What, do you think they haven't
Like,
even recorded anything?
no, I don't think so. I think, but then again, like it's insane. And like Billie Piper's schedule is so crazy now because she's in Wednesday, and Wednesday season 3 is going to be starting shooting soon. So like I don't know how they're going to shoot Doctor Who, and she's the only cast member that they kind of have confirmed at this point. So it's just like craziness.
It'll be Christmas in the spring.
Like it's good. I have a feeling this Christmas special. It might just be Mel Bush in like a studio. The doctor just cuts the unit, and it's just Mel Bush.
Is she was she in the show recently?
Yes, you didn't know? I'm sorry, man. I've spoiled it for you. Yeah, well, we would have had to talk about it later in the season, but yeah, she returned and she got for some reason.
You're not a big Bush head?
Jesus Christ, man. Like, you will see, like Mel is just like a nothing character, and like the new series did not give
More
her that
nothing
much.
than Perry?
Oh, dude, just you wait.
I mean, they're trying with Perry.
Yeah,
We'll talk about it.
yeah. But yeah, they got canceled. So basically, Michael Grade was like one of the high ups in the BBC. I forget what exactly he was in the BBC. He cancels it because he doesn't like Doctor Who. He doesn't like science fiction. As well as, like, also talking about some of the behind the scenes stuff. At that time, of course, they're starting, this thing called EastEnders Men, which is a big soap opera back in the day that would have cost a bunch of money to set up all the
Back in the
production stuff
day,
for that.
it's still going on.
But, like, you know what? Like, that first season's gonna cost a lot of money to, like,
Oh, because you
get
need
all
to
the
build all the
sets and
sets,
all the
yeah.
cameras and, like, that it's gonna be cheaper later on, of course, but that first season's gonna be a lot of money for the BBC, a public broadcaster. So of course you have that, as well as you have just the Michael Gray just did not like science fiction, does not like Doctor Who, and thinks Doctor Who is one of those shows that kind of has outlived its day. It's a shell of its former self, which we have just watched season 22, and yeah, he's not kind. It's not entirely wrong to say that you watch season 22 is like this is not the same show. It's kind of outlived itself, right?
I mean, it's been a long time. Like, solitary episodes, but, like, it was, like, last good, like, 10 years ago. Like, really great.
So he cancels it, and the fans react crazy. They are not happy with this. Mainly one of them being Ian Levine, the biggest fan of them all, you might say. Have you seen the famous Ian Levine photo? If you look up Ian Levine, it's the first thing that pops up.
Is it the one with him in the TV?
Yeah, it's him. It's him.
Or is it him surrounded by 4 naked men?
What are you talking about, Ben? What did you look up?
Ian Levine?
That's not showing up on my Google. But yeah, so he has this famous photo of Ian Levine. He takes a hammer. He takes a hammer to the TV set because he's so outraged. How dare they cancel his favorite show? So he smashes the TV, and Ian Levine gets all the fans into like this collective, and basically they barrage the BBC and keeps on sending them letters to saying bring back Doctor Who, because by God, Ben, does Doctor Who need to be on air? And it worked. They got the show back on air, as well as, let's not forget, Ian Levine creates a song with the help of Hans Zimmer. You know who Hans Zimmer is, I would imagine. He did the Dark Knight score. He did the Lion King score. He did like the Dune score. He's like the big Hollywood composer.
Oh, yep, yep.
He helped make Doctor in Distress.
And we live in a better world now.
And he's in the music video too, and it's wonderful. But so of course they make the song Doctor in Distress. But you have already watched it. My original plan was for you to watch it live on the episode, but you had to watch it one day and ruin it for
It
yourself.
was a few years ago, I barely remember it.
But it's what that first time is a memorable time because you're not expecting what it is. And it's trying to do like that Michael Jackson, like, we are the world, we are the people. But it's so much worse. And it is just the main thing is just Doctor in Distress. That's all answer his SOS. How do you feel about Doctor in Distress, Ben?
The very 80s. I don't
Does
hate it.
How dare you?
I feel
How do you
like
not? Do you have ears? Do we have to have an hearing test
I
live
I
on Who Weird?
I do have ears. I feel like if the beat is good, if there was different, better lyrics.
Did you not hear that Nicola Bryant section where she is just awful?
Yeah, she sounds like she's like chewing gum. It's like, just
It's
yeah.
awful. Shout out though to Anthony Ainley bit. Anthony Ainley just steals the show. With his, and of course he has to get his laugh in there. But yeah, it's a piece of history, all right. Um, I'm happy
Technically,
that it exists, and I'm shocked that it actually helped bring the show back.
do you
I would
think it
imagine
did?
there's a well, let's say, what if it did exist, Ben? Maybe the show never came back, you know?
Yeah, it's a thing. And there was also a radio play slip back that we thought we might talk about, but we're gonna skip it. for now
Maybe
in
one
that
day, Ben.
hiatus. Maybe one day.
But yeah, but the show got back, and it's we got Trial of Time Lord. So Ben,
Yes.
let's before we get into the episode, let's talk about there's a new intro, a new song.
Same, yeah, same visuals as far as I can tell, but with a new theme.
New theme. What do you think of this theme, Ben?
Not terrible. It's missing some of the energy that the last one had, though.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more upbeat, which I like. So Ben, let's get into it. Let's get to Trial of Time Lord, the mysterious planet.
Well, I guess first, the thing with this season, it is like maybe like a key to time. This is one season with an overarching story. Some would call it's just one story because it's parts 1 to 14, even though it was for production blocks. Do you think it's a good idea to return to this kind of format in a way?
No, no,
Maybe
it's
it's
not.
is Flux a similar way where it's like one, two,
Yes,
three, four, but they're all different stories?
yes, but I think Flux works better just because modern TV is more accustomed to that, and like modern TV, it's like okay, it's different to seeing like okay, let's do 6 weeks of a overall story instead of like all right, let's tell an overall story between months. Like that's just too long to tell one long story, and also have it be separate stories. It's a weird like you're never gonna have satisfying like you're either gonna sacrifice on a full story or you're gonna sacrifice on the overall arc story. But I think that I like. Are we gonna talk about Trial of Time Mode now, the concept, or what do you want? Like, or do you want to get into the actual like do you want to do the credits and the synopsis of this episode itself?
I mean, we can reflect on how it went at the end, I suppose, but the initial thoughts.
Yeah, because of course it's like it's very meta that
Yeah.
it's like okay, the show is at this point is on trial for being canceled, and it has to basically answer for its crimes of season 22. And so then they just decide to literally put the doctor on trial for his crimes. It's a bit too much to do like being meta about the whole scenario. They really should have just said, "All right, let's tell 4 fun stories and interesting stories with the doctor." Instead, like Eric Sayward gets all moody with it and all grumpy and like, "Oh, you put me on trial, so I'm gonna put the doctor on trial." It feels very much like
Maybe
it feels like very bitter about the whole scenario.
one question I did have. So the Mysterious Planet was written by Robert Holmes.
Yes.
Did he also write the trial inserts, or was that like Eric Sayward who did that
That's
throughout
all.
the
I think it's
season?
all. I think that's all Robert Holmes.
Robert Holmes did the trial part of his story as well,
Yeah.
probably with notes so that they're all connecting.
They were friendly. I think Eric Sayward and Robert Holmes got along, and I think he was getting. But also, I think the remember, like I think the plan was for Robert Holmes to write the first episode and then write the last episode. So I think he was going to be instrumental in the whole arc of Trial of the Time Lord. But what did you think of Trial of the Time Lord as a concept?
Sure, it could work. We'll see.
Nothing over the.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. So
Um
what are we gonna do, Ben? Are we gonna get to credits?
yeah, let's talk
Okay.
about credits.
Let's
I
talk
was
about the
kind
credits.
of starting to do that. So this
Okay.
was written by Robert Holmes, the GOAT.
Yes.
Nicholas Mallet is the director here, who will go on to direct Paradise Towers and The Curse of Fenric. This is his debut. Produced by John Nathan Turner. Going actually back to Robert Holmes, this is I think he has a contribution to The Ultimate Foe, but this is the last one he wrote before his death? Question mark.
Yeah. He only did episode 1 for the Ultimate Foe.
Yeah. R.I.P. Just because I think this is interesting. Before we go into our general thoughts, the first 45 seconds of this,
Oh yeah.
the best special effects That
One of the best
in the
special
show.
effects in the show, period. That's not just New Who or Classic Who, or Disney Who. It's like it is the best special effect Doctor Who has ever done. Almost, it's in the consideration so much. I don't know if you know this, man. Spoilers for the TV movie advertising. They advertise this in the trailer of the TV movie. They used clips from Trial of Time with that sequence.
It looks so good. Like, when I first started watching it, we were like, "Oh, did it accidentally turn on, like, new CGI?" But no,
Yeah,
it's a model, and I think a computer-controlled camera, but it's
yeah,
still real space station ship something,
yeah. It
and
looks awesome.
yeah.
It's really expert model work. It's TV, not TV quality. I was gonna say movie quality. Um, and like it, there's a reason why they used it in the ads of the TV movie a decade later because it still holds up. And guess what? It still holds up today. That could be in New Who, and people would be like, "Okay, that looks better than most stuff in New Who."
The problem is, I see this on the wiki, um, it took a week to make and costs over £8,000, making it
£8,000 well spent.
the most expensive Doctor Who sequence to date. Colin Baker felt that the money could be better spent elsewhere.
Yeah, no shit. It's really bad producing on JT's part because JT's like, okay, I understand his idea because he's like, they've been waiting for this show. Guess what? We're gonna wow them in the first minute. And guess what? He does. But there's also the biggest whiplash of the show, period, is that model work to Doctor exiting the TARDIS in the BBC studio. And the studio set is like so small because it's just the Dr. TARDIS in like a hallway.
Yeah,
Like,
it raises those expectations. Like, oh, wait a minute. Can they like do fancy shit like that now? And they don't. Just the one exception.
and shout out to the score of that moment. The score is really big and bombastic, and you're in for a
Oh,
ride.
yeah. And like the tractor beam and the TARDIS it's so good. It's so good.
Like it's rivals a lot of movie stuff. And there's a couple of things in New Who I think that does rival it with the practical, like especially
I
early in
hope
New
there's
Who.
a
There's a lot of
couple.
practicals. There's some really great model stuff in early New Who that I'm excited to see what you think of it. But like this one in particular is just like, oh, it's so good.
It's great. Um I guess a quick synopsis before we get into our thoughts. The Doctor is summoned before the High Council of Time Lords to stand trial for interfering with the natural course of events, prosecuted by the enigmatic Valeyard. The trial begins with a review of the Doctor's visit to the planet Ravalox, where he and Peri encounter the roguish Sabalom Glitz and a tyrannical robot guarding a devastating secret beneath the planet's surface.
Which, not to give too much into spoilers, but like that's definitely a thing in Trial of the Time Lord. I don't think it's too spoilery to say like the this is like the it's like a Christmas Carol type thing. So it's like this is the past. Next
Yes.
episode is gonna be the present, and then the next episode after that is gonna be the future in
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
the future of the Sixth Doctor.
Yeah, and we have even here hints to I feel like what is going on in beyond the trial itself. Like we have these really especially highlighted like deletions and censorships of words and phrases like, "Oh, what is that?"
Yeah.
Which I have a guess as to what those words are. So Cam, what did you think of the mysterious planet?
It's a pretty fucking bland episode. Like, it's just a nothing episode. It has some good stuff. I think all the trial stuff is actually really well done. It's really well written. Robert Holmes can write a trial stuff, and as well as I think this is Colin's best performance and best just characterization of the Doctor. This is
Really?
one of those times where you're like, oh, no, this Colin can really play the Doctor really well. He's very good, especially on the stand. I don't know if you know this. Current Wiki, he was a lawyer at one point, and you can tell that he's really good at defending himself and doing arguments and the trial stuff. um and yeah, I really like calling this episode, but just like it's a very just nothing storyline, and like it's just the production design isn't great. The story itself, it's like very much similar to the Crotons. And if we're telling a story that's similar to the Crotons, that's not a good sign, Rabbit Holmes. What did you think of it?
I thought the Doctor was good. I think I mean, we have some great Robert Holmes dialogue here,
Yeah.
but the actual concept of the story is lackluster. I found, if to me, Peri to be the most strikingly different, I would say.
Well, appearance wise, she's actually dressed like an adult this episode.
I mean, yeah, she is buttoned up. She's got, like, long hair, which I think looks good on her.
Yes.
Not to objectify her anymore, but,
Yes. Objectifying Perry, how dare you?
um, I get the like, it feels like Revelation of the Daleks, and now that she's been traveling with the Doctor for, like, a significant chunk of time has
Yeah.
passed, and she's way more mature,
Big
way
Finish would
less,
hope so.
Doctor,"
Yeah.
and more like, "Yeah, I'm gonna help you out. Let's do this."
Yeah.
And I thought the 2 of them, the scene where they realize that this is Earth, not Ravalox, was well done on both of their parts, where she's feeling sad and the Doctor's like, "Well, nothing can last forever."
Yes. Um, I will also say that I think this episode overall, the tone wise, it gets the tone of Doctor Who way more than in season 22. This is much more of what Doctor Who should be. It's not as dark, it's not as like it's not as dark and not as like gross as a lot of season 22 stories. This one is just much more your average Doctor Who story, for better and worse. At least with season 22, there was a couple episodes here and there that you're like, this is different. This is not different. This is like I said previously. Um, Kitty,
Doctor goes to a planet,
Kitty, Kitty, you're stepping on my keys on the
frees some
keyboard.
people that are being subjugated, and calls it a day.
Like I said earlier, it's like I could very much easily see like even Patrick Troughton in this episode, and that's not a good sign. So join us next week.
There's more to talk about than that. We have some callbacks.
Yes.
5 rounds rapid cam.
Mm.
Can you believe it?
No, I cannot.
And then another Colin wakes up and he thinks he's John Pertwee for a minute. I would say, I think the first part is the best one. I think when there's an
Yeah.
interesting mystery, what is this planet? Who are these 2 guys? Sabalom Glitz and his friend. And then once we get underground and we see the Immortal, the robot, it's not a good looking
Yeah.
robot.
No, and it's not a good performance robot. The Immortal robot just sucks. It's plain and simple. I think I prefer talking about the Crotons again. I think I prefer the Crotons over this Immortal robot.
Yeah, this feels like what are the uh season 17 big head guys?
Oh, the Nymans?
Yeah.
No, not the Nyman. Is it the Nymans?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Um it feels like that kind of level. Just like a big chunky robot for no reason. I'd rather it be like the robot.
Yeah. It doesn't have a good face to it as well. I think that's something important for like a performance is
Yeah,
to
and
give
you can't
this type of
really
face.
anthropomorphize it because it's just
No.
like a big kind of crescent.
Like you did bad when you can't make a good toy out of it, and you can't make a good toy out of this robot.
The only interesting part of it is like the 3 on its chest.
Yeah.
But what do you think of Sabalom Glitz?
See, I think this episode so far, I'm not a big fan of him. I haven't seen Trial of the Time Lord before this at all, any of the bots. Um I just I wasn't a big fan of him as a character. I was pretty much not
You
thrilled
don't
about
find
his
him a
performance in this.
dashing rogue?
No. But I don't like rogues in general. That's not like my favorite character type.
Yeah, he's fine. I
Yeah.
think he comes back once or twice later.
No, yeah,
Um,
he's a recurring thing. This like Trial of the Time Lord. So we're gonna see more of him.
what else is there to say?
I don't know. That's the problem with the story is that I think it's just a pretty bland and forgettable story. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, it's one of those shock reveals. That's like, ooh, it's Earth. It's like I don't care. I don't care. A lot of people making it online, like I suppose they're kind of letterbox. A lot of people make jokes that it's kind of like Orphan 52. Sorry, Orphan 55. It's a Orphan 52 or 55. Let me just double check her. Yeah, it's Orphan 55. This is the Jody episode. That's awful. People making jokes that Chris Chibnall was making fun of this one, and this then he goes on to make Orphan 55, which is just this but worse. But I don't know. I think they're pretty much on par with just how bad they are.
What are your initial impressions of the Valeyard in the
Michael
trial
Jackson
bits?
is very good actor. I would say that. I got that name correct, right?
Michael Jaston?
Jason. Sorry, yeah. Michael Jason is a very good performer. He has presence to his role, and definitely for that role, you need presence and you need to be able to be like, okay, he can hold a scene.
Yeah, I think he does a good job. And the Inquisitor?
Yeah,
Any
there's nothing really else to say about because she just plays the role of just like,
the judge?
I have to be the judge and just, there's nothing much to say. Well, how do you make this story better? Because I like even though I don't really like Trial of the Time Lord as a concept, I like the concept of the previous story type thing. The doctor has to relive one of his events on this trial. He has to defend himself. That's a good story. I just don't think that the actual story itself, it's just like, and it's not one of those ones where like the doctor has to. I feel like to make that type of story really work well, it needs to be a story where the doctor really has to.
Like a big, big moral dilemma.
Yeah, he has to have a big moral dilemma and maybe have the consequences of time itself, like something like Genesis of the Daleks, where he has to like, do I have the right to kill the Daleks? It needs to be something that big where it's like, does he have the right to either blow up this planet or save this planet, even though he knows the planet's gonna die anyways, or something like that. That's like something that's gonna change time itself. That's showcases that he's a rogue time lord. And that we could follow him along and be like, no, that's the doctor. He's just trying to help people. But in reality, he's fucked with time, and that's not good time, I'd say.
Yeah, it would be interesting if it was also kind of posing the question to us, like, is he justified? Like, there's never a question like, yeah, is the doctor doing the right thing here? Like, he's here. Yes, he obviously should n- prevent these people from blowing up. Like, that's not a
Yeah.
question. And the Valeyard's whole argument is, well, maybe that wouldn't have happened if the doctor wasn't there to begin with. Instead of like, it should be more like, see, it needs to be more connected, like big moral dilemma that like does he have the right?
No, it should be something similar to like the doctor has to stay like a science fiction version of like Pompeii, and he has to save some people from Pompeii, and it's just like, well, like,
Or like
should
there's
he?
a butterfly effect somewhere.
Yeah. And like kids, then they can talk about that in the trial. Like, but you did this, so then because of this, then all these things, terrible things happen. Do you not see your ways as being wrong, doctor? You
Yeah.
never always think about what's you doing in the moment, but you never think of your consequences of how when you leave when you leave the TARDIS, you never think of the consequences. Something like that could be interesting. But it doesn't play with that concept. It just is like, all right, we're gonna do the trial, and then we're just gonna do a very average episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Maybe the average adventure is really very sinister in what's happening. But yeah, it needs to, the prosecution needs to buff its case up a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the mysterious planet itself, something, if you were to keep that, there's some interesting ideas of like, oh, this tribe of the free, and we gotta go out into the unknown. Maybe if it was a guy and not a robot or something,
Yeah. The robot really kills a lot of the story.
having a stronger villain.
Even someone like the pirate from Pirate Planet guy, it's
He's
give me a
memorable.
villain like that. Like instead of this fucking robot, that's just it's just unmemorable.
Yeah. Best special effects. first 45 seconds. Worst special effect
The first 45 seconds, of course, it's the worst thing in the whole show. No,
is the Immortal. The worst is the worst
yeah.
effect.
Yeah, no shit. It's the probably the out of everything, it's probably the most obvious best and worst special effect.
Yes. Um,
I also I want to give a shout out, Ben, before we wrap things up. I want to give a shout out. Colin grew his hair out. I liked a little bit more hair with Colin Baker this episode.
yeah.
You know, and he has a new waistcoat. I honestly let's talk about this. I think honestly it was a bad idea doing what they did. I think they should have changed the costume. If they're gonna come back, they should have just said we understand we failed. The costume was a mistake. Where they should have just gave him a normal costume, but instead they doubled down and still let him be in that fucking outfit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tweak. I thought it's barely even worth talking about. I thought like it's a new like I don't know what you even call it. New cravat, and he
Yeah.
has a new watch chain.
I guess J&T's probably scenario is just like, well, the coat costs too much money, so we have to use the coat, you know?
That's it.
I would imagine the coat probably cost thousands of dollars or thousands of pounds at that time. Like, it's not going to be a cheap thing.
Going back really quick to how to improve. Do
Yeah.
you think the pacing is hurt by cutting back and forth like, you know, 2 or 3 times an episode back to the trial room and then back to the planet?
I disagree because I think that's more excited. I am more excited when we get to the trial bits than we actually get to the actual story. It helps the story, if anything.
It doesn't disrupt the flow.
No, because there's no flow to the story because it's just boring.
What if it was planet was really good? Would the trial hurt?
No, because in that respect, you should be like on your edge of your seat, and the trial stops. And you're like, we got to the trial, and then the trial. Then you have excitement at the trial, and then we cut back, and then it's exciting. Like it should be like this back and forth pull. That should be exciting.
Yeah.
It should, it's not. I don't think that's an issue.
Going to cliffhangers, it is interesting. Some of these are in the past and some are in the trial, which
Yeah,
is interesting conceptually, perhaps.
yeah. So give us to the cliffhangers, Ben.
The first one is in the trial, um, which the Valeyard says like, "This is not an inquiry. This is a trial, and if the doctor is guilty, he will be executed." And then two, Dr. Peri and company find themselves caught between the tribe and the robot, and Colin says, "I really think this could be the end." But we know he's fine because he's in the
Yes.
future. Three, the Doctor and Perry encounter Murdine, who raises his crossbow to fire.
Ooh.
And then, like, four, when the Valeyard is finished with the prosecution, he says that the court will demand your life. Like a exclamation mark to this story. Like, just you wait, Doctor. So what's the best one? One,
Probably one.
raising the stakes of the season. So then, Cam, how would you rate this story?
I'm just gonna go. Is this better than the two doctors? I think I prefer the two doctors over this, just slightly. So I'm gonna go a 5.8. It's not great. It has a good first pot, like you said. I enjoyed the first pot, but the rest of the pots are just. I thought they were brutal. Like I really thought they were brutal. Like it's just I did not enjoy them.
There are moments I think this is a 7, and there are moments where I think this is a 5. So I'm going to go for a solid 6 for an average rating of 5.9. Uh, and in the polls, of course, Doctor Who magazine, um, it treats the entire The Trial of a Time Lord, because it's part 1 through part 14, as one story. So we can just say this every single time that it's number 4 of 8. And that was the same every time it was pulled. 2023, 2014, 2009, 1998. If we want to find out which is the best part, I suppose we could look for other sources.
Yeah. But I think for now, let's just like we can talk about that maybe at the end and see which parts we like the best. So yeah, join us next week for Mind Warp. Are you ready to get your mind warped, Ben?
Yes, I guess. I don't know anything that happens. Well, I mean, I know this Peri and Syl, and we'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited to see still again. I'm excited it's a two-potter. Oh no, it's not a two-potter. Ultimate Foe's a two-potter. Never mind. No, it's another four-potter. Never mind.
So join us next week for Mind Warp. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Goodbye, everyone. Peace out.